In one of my recent videos about the Earth Mother, Easter, and the fact that that's an error, this person came on with a lot of words, and we don't talk about people, but we talk about teachings. Well, he was explaining to me in this long, on the video, in this long explanation that the word Easter is the Greek word for Pascha, and it's a translation. Well, Pascha is the Greek word. It's not another word. And the same word is brought into the Latin Vulgate in the Latin as the same form that we see in the Greek. It's Pascha. It's not an Easter deal. That's the Earth Mother. That's Ishtareostre. It's a lot of different things. The Norse used the same form as a designation for the Earth Mother. The Goddess of the dawn, it's in encyclopedias. But this individual was just really over the top in a kind of a lecture way, explaining to me like, that Easter is the Greek word. It's Pascha. And that's a kind of a failed attempt at transliteration of the Hebrew word Pesach, which we understand as Passover. So if it's, that confusion is going to go on and on. So there's no way to get through to people who don't listen. But look it up yourself, study it, be a Berean, and make sure you know what you're talking about. And if you're going to be correcting other people who have done research, you're not going to look like you know what you're talking about. You can excuse the word Easter all you want, but that's not working because there's a conflict. The 28 times that it's used as a translation of Passover, Pascha, which is Passover, it's simply not possible that in one place it means Easter. Considering all the things that we were taught as when we were Christian, is it possible that the first Natsarim, the followers of Yahusha, taught their children to mask the fertility symbols of eggs, rabbits, wreaths, trees, Asherim, steeples, obelisks, or the special days that the pagans held that Paul was talking about when he said, you keep your special days. Those are things like birthdays and holidays that were dedicated to the Earth Mother, and the resurrection of the sun, when the sun would return. These are pagan activities, that are still going on. They just became adopted into Christianity because the very fabric of the population was used to these things. And I'd like to quote someone who lived almost 1,000 years ago, and he was a very wise man. He was rational, but we listen to people that are irrational today, and have for many centuries. So did the first Natsarim teach people to observe pagan holidays and say, oh, it's okay now, that's all cleansed? You don't want to keep the ones that Yahuwah commanded, though, because that's all done away. Oh, really? Well, what about the appointed times, that are in the future, that are mentioned in the book of, like, Zechariah, chapter 14, tabernacles, Sukkot. Well, people don't even know what those words are, but that's coming. They're not going to get any rain if they don't observe that. The nations. Are we supposed to come out of her, my people, or are we going to attempt, with his help, to obey and live by every word that proceeds from the mouth of Yahuwah? one would hope that people would at least be willing to listen. The opinion of habit is a phrase from a book. And I want to read a little bit of this book. They call him Maimonides, and they also call him the Rambam. Anyway, he lived many centuries ago. He was probably born in 1135, and he lived through 1204. So, let me quote from him and explain what his ideas were about the difficulty people have of accepting truth. Hiding behind the excuse of languages and their alphabets, errors are explained to the masses as if to be mere coincidences. Whatever is most familiar easily dominates the behavior of a culture that has been diluted for centuries. This is what the man wrote. Men like the opinions to which they have been accustomed from their youth. They defend them and shun contrary views. And this is one of the things that prevents men from finding truth, for they cling to the opinion of habit. Unquote. That's from the book Guide for the Perplexed by Maimonides, the Rambam. More pagan terms and customs can be traced to their origins. And you can start at this website right here, fossilizedcustoms.com/syncretism.html. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next short video. Bye now.
Mm-hmm.